The Ice Moon Valor 7 was a graveyard made of wind. Veterans didn't come here for the view. They came here to disappear. Leo Harrow had learned that after 3 years guarding a forgotten frontier relay for the Terran Defense Corps. When his service ended, he didn't return to Earth. He stayed. Because on Valar 7, the frozen silence outside matched the emptiness he carried inside. His home was an abandoned military bunker half, buried in permafrost. A fusion core hummed beneath the floor like a tired heart that refused to stop beating. Leo spent his days fixing equipment that would probably never fail, and his nights staring at stars that didn't care whether he lived or died. That routine lasted until the night something scratched at his door. The proximity alarm chirped once. Leo's hand was already on the pulse rifle before his mind caught up. The external cameras showed nothing but a blizzard swallowing the valley whole. Then the sound came again, slow, careful, deliberate. Not wind, not shifting ice. This was asking. He cycled camera feeds. 3 enormous shapes huddled against the bunker wall, their massive bodies coated in frost. For a heartbeat, Leo thought they were Karvath raiders, the species that had turned half the outer colonies into war zones. Then one of them lifted its head. Blue light shimmered inside its eyes, and Leo saw fear, the same fear he had seen in med bay wards and refugee convoys. The look of something that already knew it was losing a fight it never asked for. Against every rule he'd ever learned, Leo opened the airlock. The creatures collapsed inside, their bodies trembling, frost cracking off their fur like breaking glass. They were huge, each longer than a cargo hauler, but moved with the weakness of things running out of time. They weren't in any database. Wolf-shaped, 6-legged, coated in shifting crystalline fur that caught the bunker lights in slow ripples. The largest raised its head and released a complex sound that made Leo's translator struggle. After several seconds, the implant whispered, "Survival. Det." Leo lowered his rifle. "You're sentient." Over the next hours, he learned their story in fragments. They were the Frokar, a cavern-dwelling species native to Valar 7's deep ice labyrinths. Something they called the Consuming Dark had entered their underground cities. It didn't attack. It erased. Matter vanished. Energy vanished. Entire cities became holes in reality. They fled upward and found only death waiting in the frozen storms. These 3 were all that remained. Leo gave them thermal blankets meant for humans. He synthesized protein paste and watched them eat with careful, almost respectful movements. He converted a cargo bay into a heated habitat. He told himself it was temporary. On the 3rd day, the smallest Frokar approached him. She pressed her forehead gently against his hand. Emotion flooded his mind, gratitude, sorrow, and recognition. The leader translated softly. "She says you understand loss. She says your people and ours are alike. You build homes in hostile worlds. You protect what you love. You carry wounds that do not bleed." Leo pulled his hand back slowly. "I'm just keeping you alive until you can leave." "Leave where?" the Frokar asked quietly. Their world was gone. So that night Leo made a choice. He contacted old military friends, pulled favors, filed emergency refugee sponsorships, converted the bunker's lower levels into a proper habitat. For the first time in years, he wasn't hiding from the galaxy. He was helping it. Weeks later, a transport ship pierced Valar 7's storm clouds. Frost, that speaks the Frokar leader, stood before him. "You gave us more than shelter, human Leo. You gave us proof that kindness still exists beyond our own kind." Star Watcher pressed her forehead to his again. This time Leo didn't pull away. The transport lifted off, carrying 3 survivors toward a second chance. The moon felt quieter after that. But for the first time in 3 years, the cold outside no longer matched the cold inside him. Leo turned back into the bunker and began writing another message. More refugees were coming. And he finally remembered something important. He was good at saving lives. Maybe it was time to do it again.